Well, welcome home, racing fans. Well, I'm late to the party as usual, but I'm just a mere mortal waiting for my cars, and they arrive. Thank you, Slot Car Corner. I just can't wait. What's inside here? I know it's only February, but this could likely be the slot cars of the year. Just knowing REVOSLOT and what they bring to the table is just nothing but top shelf. They bring the A game. They are the A standard in the hobby, and they deserve it. They've worked hard. They've done a lot of great work in our hobby, bringing us some really good quality slot cars. So I expect nothing less with these three. So I've already seen a few of the reviews, but finally get a chance to look at myself. So let's get going. Okay, all unpacked, and here's the stars of our show, the Brie Datsuns from the Trans Am Series 1972, and the box art that REVOSLOT's done I think is impressive. I know there are collectors and people that care about such things, so it's important to do a good job. I know they do a good job on the inside with the cars, but very attractive box art. Well done overall. And of course, don't forget Harry's car, number 52, the 1974 car, B-Class racer here. This is still a good looking car in its own right, but yeah, I know. These are the stars of the show. Poor Harry. He's back there in the shadows. That's all right, Harry. We're going to get to you. Anyhow, looking pretty good so far. Let's crack it open. So before we get to the nuts and bolts, just a quick history. No, I'm just kidding. Google it, okay? I'm not going to repeat everything that you can read online. If you're new to this, do yourself a favor. Look it up. Brie Datsun, and wow, it's going to come up, all right? You're going to find out just how important this series was, going to the 2.5 liter, the bigger displacement, and the challenge, and the fight between the Datsun and Alpha. It was just epic. Great time in automotive history. So do yourself a favor. Look it up, read it, live it, love it, and then race the toys, okay? As far as toys are concerned, REVOSLOT brings us three, not just one off like other companies might do, but just three of them plus an undecorated kit. And regardless whether or not these cars actually raced that particular BMW or that Alpha or that Escort, well, it's irrelevant to me as well as it is to a lot of folks I know. We're going to race them together. They were designed to be raced in a club environment, home environment, to give you more variety. So I'm going to race them regardless of, whether or not they did back then. Because really, when you think about it, then you wouldn't race this car, this Datsun, with these, 1974, 1972. And the thought of that to me is just, well, that's just me. That's just taking it a bit too far. All these cars, REVOSLOT, they design these cars to race together. A little bit of tuning, a little bit of driver effort. We'll see who's boss. Is it the BMW? Is it the Alpha? Or is it this car? I think that's part of the fun of it. But they certainly have a great selection in the series. Anyway, as far as the prototype history, like I said, Google it, research it, enjoy it, and then let's get back to the toys. It's time to get a closer look, and I have to tell you, I got two words for you. Eye candy. Because REVOSLOT just won't be outdone. As I said before, I think they lead the way in our hobby in the fit and finish department, the paint, and all three of these cars are just absolute stunners. Just the shine, the paintwork, accuracy, but the finish, like the red, opaque, it's not bleed through, it's not pink, just the markings, just pop, as they say. And on all three cars, just the shine. And if you buff them a little bit, wow, even better. But I really have no flaws. Just so much detail here on the contingencies, the sponsors. It's just impressive to me. I mean, even the markings here on the front, just the Datsun logo, on the headlights. You have the tow hook. Just beautiful, like I said, on all three cars. Just nice. And hey, I like this one. Some little stars action, stars and bars, so to speak. But see, the 52 is just, it's white, it's opaque. There's no bleed through. So, I really like that. So, yeah, just like I said, I don't think anyone can outdo REVOSLOT. I think they've been leading the way in the fit and finish department for a while now, at least in my opinion. Anyhow, time to take a look on the inside. Oh, by the way, the wipers. They do come included if you want to put them on. So there's photos. They didn't race with them, and they did, restored ones do. It all depends on you. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to leave them off. But anyway, there you go. Just like I said, eye candy. Taking a look inside, I really like these sheets that REVOSLOT includes in the cases. It just gives you all the data for the parts, and that really, really is convenient when it comes time to reorder, and so I really appreciate it. So take the time, check it out. For those of you out there, you know the deal. You know how valuable just having these part numbers can be. So thumbs up REVOSLOT for continuing to do that. On the inside, the components wise, aluminum wheels, just aluminum anodized chassis. Everything is the bearings, just top quality, just like the other cars before it. 9-24 gearing and the standard motor. Everything feels real good. We'll go through, make sure it's lubricated, double check this gear mesh, and then it's time for a test run. But no surprises, and I'm happy with that. We use the term ready to run a lot, but in the cases of chassis like this, you really want to go through them first before you do any hard racing. You want to check the set screws for the wheels, for the gear. You want to check the screws here for your pod and your chassis plate, making sure that they're tight. And finally, you want to make sure that it's lubricated. And in the case of this car here, this shows you want to check that gear mesh, because I have no contact here and it's just barely touching the pinion. So under power, I'll just strip that right away. So it's good to go ahead, double check that, make your adjustments before you get started. We'll have the data posted so you can refer to it at a later time, but this is just a quick visual comparison of the 510 and with the BMW, Cadet, Escort, and Alpha. As you can see, they're all very close. Another comparison with the other models are the wheels. They're the same, RS218. They're 11.30 by 8.15 millimeter, give or take a few thousandths, but they're the same size. They just have different inserts. That's all there is. So all the tires that you have, if you have some for these other cars, they're going to fit here. As far as the choices, I'll give you a couple here. First of all, Paul gauge urethane. I like the 17/8s. You can go up to 18, but I like the 17s just for my track, my personal taste. And I can tell you I use them because it quiets the cars down, just smooths them out a little bit. And besides that, the urethane grips really well on my track. If you like the silicones, I've tested these by Quick Slicks. The fitment on the wheel is excellent, and I like the extra firm compound. So RS145 for the Quick Slicks if you like silicone. But again, just to let you know, the wheels are the same. So if you've already got tires, well, you're ready to go. So after going through it, double checking our gear mesh, I did change to the Paul gauge tires. I just like the way they work out here on our track. I did the same with the other cars. So I went to the Paul gauge tires and I swapped out to the deep wood guide that is provided in the box, by the way, so why not use it? Other than that, no added weight, no other modifications, just a little tape here to tidy up the wires. So, time to button it up, see what it's got. Yeah, very nice cars. Just a little bit of work. Didn't have to set the front end. Ride height's just fine. Left the spring in the guide. Just really, really nice cars. And as I've said, I like these little rascals. They're just fun. That's what a slot car's supposed to be. It's fun. I want something here that I can just sit back and enjoy by myself. And then when the time comes and the lanes are full, it's something that's going to compete very well. REVOSLOT's got that covered. Looks good, runs good, quality components. It's probably why they've pretty much, in my opinion, have went to the #1 slot. The cars they don't just make one car, one standalone car, and to me, that means more in my investment. We have a bunch of them here, not just one. And that with all the spare parts available, and that's what it's all about. So the price of these cars, a little higher, not much higher though, not much higher than a Electric really, and these have parts, a whole supported series. So really, to me, these cars have an extreme value for your hobby dollar. Yeah, beautiful car, running really good. I'm not pushing it too hard, but I'm definitely in the 3.9 category. That was just a 4.16. The other one is tuned just the same way. Just no added weight. Good old Harry. Yeah. Yeah, there's 397 right there. And you know, one of its natural adversaries, well, the Alpha. Like I said, these cars are so close. You saw the photo in the spreadsheet there with the data. They're just so close. It's going to be just the right setup, a little bit of lead weight here and there. All depends on your series, your rules, but yeah, 418, 416, push a little harder. There's 394, see, it's quick. So's the Datsun right there with it. So, pretty close. And the BMW. You know the neat thing that you talk about, the different schemes in the future, the different libraries. They can go from historic, the 2.5 challenge to the modern day historics that are being ran right now. There's a lot of private individuals that have cars and repaint like some of these, and so there's a lot of libraries ahead that can really maximize the mold on the Datsun. Yeah, there's 4.9. That this, they're all pretty close, but yeah, this is going to be one popular car. Well, it already is. It's sold out in places. And it just tells you, the hobby, the people in it, the demographic. I mean, this is, we've been needing this car for a long time, and they delivered. So, it's hard not to say thumbs up, Well done. So, quick summary. There's just no doubt. This is a great slot car. REVOSLOT's done their homework. They've produced a really beautiful car on the outside and on the inside. And that usually equals a winner. And they've just done it again. They keep adding to this series. And I just look forward to more. I don't have any idea what their plans are for the future, but I can promise you these aren't the only 510s you're going to see. And hey, look at there. Way to go, Harry. We didn't forget you, man. Just beautiful finish. Great quality components. And they run pretty well right out of the box. I mean, I just did a tire change here, for our track, but so many people I've seen just running on box stock. Some of them do more modifications. But You just can't argue it. We've needed this car for a long time. They delivered. Well done. Thanks for tuning in, folks. And as always, look forward to your feedback online.